have really struggled on home soil. We've got actually a graphic that is actually quite shocking because it shows the stark contrast between their home form and away form. Look, away from home, they're first in terms of points and goals scored. But when you look at away from home, they're literally down the bottom for points and goals scored. How is that even possible, Owen? It's such a gulf.
Because they're better playing on the counter, like they did at the Etihad against Man City. You know, they're not a team to make the game. They showed that today. And when they try and make the game, they make a lot of mistakes. But that graphic is, that's remarkable. And they have the best stadium arguably in the country. You know, so those fans, they should be seeing proper football, but obviously away from home, they're way more effective. And at home, they struggle to create. They barely, I think they had one shot on target today, Ida. They just never got going.
Yeah, you could almost say that a performance like that doesn't do the stadium justice. You know, it's a place for entertainment, and Tottenham did not give us any entertainment today. I didn't even think they made a game out of it. Almost effortless win for Chelsea, I thought.
Well, let's talk about Chelsea a little bit more because we've been talking a lot about their key players, but Caicedo has been particularly impressive and he played his part in the goal today as well.
Yeah, I think towards the latter stages of last season, he was impressive and he's kept that form going into this season. And these clips will show Spurs tried initially to put some pressure. You had Sarr putting pressure on Caicedo, you had Paulinho going in with tackles, and then it's almost like a switch went in Caicedo. Well, if you're going to do that to me, I'll take you all on, and created a goal from that.
Amazing. I mean, presses 3 times, wins it, tackles it for an assist. Amazing performance. You could argue whether it's Declan Rice. Look at this for a turn. See you later. And then the pass. I mean, he's such a special player. You could argue about Declan Rice or Gravenberch or Caicedo, but right now, Caicedo, I mean, even here, look at this. Wins it. Watch how quickly this turns into a goal-scoring chance. People talk about defensive midfield players, but he creates opportunities for teams.
This last clip gives such a clear picture of today's game. Tottenham tried to play out, and most of the time, Caicedo breaking up their attacks. Even alert in his own box. I thought it was absolutely outstanding today.
With Chelsea, we talk one week about them losing to Sunderland, the next week they're winning in a derby. What is it that's going to help them get to that consistent level where they'll be able to churn out results and positive results week after week? What's missing?
It's a good question. You know, I think having another option at the top of the pitch, obviously Delap coming back, he was suspended. I think he could help João Pedro maybe a bit deeper. Obviously Cole Palmer's missing, but they are very, very young. You know, I think an experienced head in there, maybe an experienced centre-back. Obviously the goalkeeper is still up for grabs, I think. But considering those issues, I think they're doing great to be up there in that top 4.
Yeah, great to be up there. I still think they lack leadership. They lack throughout the spine of the team. Lacks a couple of players to be challenging for the league. A lot of great talent running about, but they're all at the same age.
Yeah.
They're missing someone like to take the leadership within the dressing room, and when things are not going well on the pitch, they need someone to look to that's going to sort of get them over the line and guide them. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's head straight back to the ground and get some reaction from Caicedo and João Pedro.
How does that victory feel? João, we'll start with you.
I think it was a big game, derby. We know they had a good team, and we knew we had to do 100% to win this kind of games. And you did. You won the game. Now you need to look forward.
Moises, was that the perfect reaction to last weekend, the disappointment of that defeat?
Yeah, for sure. We need this. So the reaction from the team was so good. And everybody's happy now.
Let's talk about the goal. Brilliant goal, but what an assist from Moises. What can you say about him today's performance?
Now, Moises, everyone knows he's a top player. It's a pleasure to play with him. And when he passed to me on the pitch, in the halftime, I said to him, I need to invite you to dinner. Yeah. So, just want to say thank you to him, thank you for the team, for the support. I think I scored, but I still need to improve. I think I had a lot of chance. But yeah, you won the game. I think I needed this goal for after a long time. I don't score for Chelsea. I think the team expect that from me. So yeah, I just want to say thank you to him, to the team, and now we need to enjoy this victory.
And
So smiles all around for those Chelsea players who are up to 4th in the Premier League table. And on that note, we are now being subbed, gents. It's time to move on to the next match. Thank you so much for your company, Ida and Owen. Pleasure as always, but do stay with us because the action continues here on Premier League Live. We're off to Anfield. Can Liverpool get back to winning ways? Let's find out in the company of Steve Bauer and guests.
Seema, thank you very much indeed. Yes, the champions Liverpool against Aston Villa, and Dion and Danny are poised to watch their former clubs in action on a huge night for the reigning Premier League champions.
What a performance by Chelsea, beating Spurs 1-0 away from home. Wow, impressive performance by Chelsea. Defensively very, very solid. Played on the front foot from the start of the game to the end of the game. I mean, well controlled. In fact, they should have scored 3, 4, or even 5 goals. The way the match went, kept Spurs at arm's length. Most of the chances Spurs came from set pieces, corner kicks, or free kicks. So that's how good Chelsea were today. And kudos to Maresca for putting in the game plan to make them solid, especially in midfield with Caicedo leading the charge there. Gutso also played very well from the right, and then Reece James, poured in all his experience into that midfield. It was a battle. It was a physical battle in midfield. And on paper, if you look at the starting lineup, from Tottenham, you would think they will bully Chelsea because they have giants there. I mean, the likes of Bentancur, Sarr, big players in the middle, and then Kudus, who for me is arguably the most physical winger in the Premier League. I mean, apart from Adama Traore, apart from Traore. Wow. For Chelsea, when they lost to Sunderland, you thought if they lose this game, everything is going to crumble because they could have easily seen themselves in 13th or 14th position by the end of matches tomorrow. But fortunately for them, they caught Spurs. And Spurs have this terrible record, going at home. And Chelsea took advantage. But don't take anything away from Chelsea. They were absolutely fantastic. They were fantastic. They played really, really well. Yeah, I cannot fault their performance today. And who else? Caicedo. Moises Caicedo. This guy is insane, man. He's crazy. It's easy to go over the hill for some players, to think about being the greatest, talk about being the best in the world in his position and stuff, and world class and stuff that fans throw around every day. But at this point in time, whatever you threw around about Caicedo, you are not wrong. World class, ticked. Best in the world in midfield, ticked. Best ball recover, ticked. I mean, everything you want in a midfielder, he has it. And today again, he dropped a performance for the ages. One of the best performances, of his career. I think he has been absolutely insane since the start of this season. Even from the Club World Cup to this season, even before the Club World Cup, he's been absolutely outstanding, consistently outstanding, leading Chelsea in midfield. That midfield today didn't have Cole Palmer. Don't forget that. But Caicedo was there breaking play, making assists, creating chances, making key passes. He's a defensive midfielder. He was doing everything alone. And that's how good and how crazy this guy is. I mean, I don't think there is any competition about who is the most complete midfielder in Europe at the moment. Most complete, I have to give it to him. Most complete, I have to give it to him. I don't see another person better. Unfortunately, I don't see anybody better. He's that good. And Chelsea are so lucky to have him. Great game again today. Man of the match performance. I'm basically end Chelsea 3 points because he was the guy that set up the goal. And if he wasn't there making those challenges, pressing like a crazy person and setting up Joao Pedro, that goal wouldn't have come. So he deserves it. Official man of the match, and man of the match for everybody that watched this game. Impressive stuff.